Allen, voice actor about 10 years, video games, a couple anime. I'm also a professional comedian and do some pro wrestling stuff as well.
Some of the Rice Krispie fan.
Rice Krispie fan, yeah. Thank you for that. And Whoppers. I'm trying to get Wilford Brimley's diabetes gig, is what's happening here. Liberty. There's got to be a gig out there for you somewhere in 2012. A couple of stuff that, some of my more favorite roles I've done, I guess. Obviously Jarvis in Pain for the PlayStation 3. I was also Hate Squatter on that. Numerous Hearts and High Velocity Bowling, Warhammer Tactics. I don't know. I wrote a bio. It's very free.
Pink Cat Guy.
Pink Cat Guy. Thank you. Love this kid. Our guest of honor?
Yeah, let's move to the right.
To the right. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. We're off to a good start. Woo! Let's do this. This is going to be great. My name is Chris. This is my name tag. Prove it. Last name Casey. I've been in anime since, I guess, 98, doing voice work for video games and anime, obviously. Writing, directing, and all that good stuff. I guess notable roles would include Gluttony and Full Metal Alchemist and Holy Roman Empire and Italia and Mishra and Tien Shinhan and Dragon Ball Z and all other manner of things. And once again, I also wrote a bio, and I'm looking to go into wrestling soon. Thank you.
Number of anthropomorphic characters too.
Yeah, that's kind of a requirement.
Hi, I'm Jessica Strauss, and I do voice acting in video games primarily. I used to do quite a bit of anime. I was Blue in Wolf's Rain, and that's when I started out. And I was the lead in Appleseed. I did Code Geass and Eureka 7, and I'm Jury in... So there you have it. Anyway, I do mostly video games and animation now, but I'm very grateful to the work that I started in anime, and I wrestle only in games.
Totally. Kyle Bear. I started in Dragon Ball Z in 2000.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you. You guys just shout out some credits. Thank you.
Because he didn't write a bio.
I too have a bio on the website. I mostly do video games too nowadays. The industry.
Friday Slippy showing.
Yeah. The industry is shifting. There's more video game work than anime, but we can talk about that after a while. Yeah. So the latest stuff. Actually, I did the CG movie for Tekken. Blood Vengeance, and I'm Kazuya in that, but I'm not Kazuya in the video games. How's that for confusing? And if you listen to Kazuya in Blood Vengeance, he sounds just like Ryu. But anyway, I'm happy to see you guys again.
And your pro wrestling gimmick?
I'm bald. You like Nappa?
Yeah. Hiroski.
Vegeta! This generation's version of Batman Bigelow.
What is that?
No, with the ball.
Good morning. I'm KG Tang.
If it's on the card, it must be true.
It must be true. Exactly. I'm Christopher Smith, and I too do anime and video games and animation and things like that. As far as anime goes, I was Keaton in Gurren Lagann. I was Headmaster Kind Cross in Vampire Knight. Also in shows like Wolf's Rain and Code Geass and stuff like that. I do a lot of games. Got one out now. A little game I like to call Skyrim.
Yeah! You heard of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know.
Who's rolled up?
Let's see, Mortal Kombat versus DC, I'm Superman, Street Fighter 4, and all the other incarnations. I am the svelte and sensuous Rufus. He's hot. Come on, admit it, you love him. Got a lot of stuff coming out. Have a show premiering, an original American anime show premiering on Nickelodeon called Monsuno. It's going to start airing in February. Promos are out for it now, making me a happy camper. And I don't have a wrestling game. What are you?
Great kaboom. Is wrestling
It's the Great Kabuki. Amazing. Hi guys, I'm Keiji Tang. I also do voices for anime and video games and all that good stuff. Anime stuff I've been in, Karas, Melancholy Part of Suzumiya, Flag, Nanoha, Marcia was my daughter. It was very confusing. Wrong. Well, I wanted to take a bath together with you, and I was like, that's a very poorly written scene. Video games, I was Kenshiro in Fist of North Star, Ken's Rage. I was Suma Zhao in Dynasty Warrior 7 and all the stuff that's coming out soon. Kamen Rider Strike and Thrust and Dragon Knight.
That's right! The game.
Yeah! Sengoku Basket 3, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, a bunch of other stuff coming out later this year that I can't talk about. My wrestling finishing move is the happy ending.
Coincidentally, it's my favorite finishing move.
Hi, I'm Christina B. Recent anime stuff I did, I was Alyssa Voskanovich in Tekken Blood Vengeance. And K-On! I was just announced as Homoda Akemi in Madoka Magica. Video game-wise, I did Noelle in all the Blaze Blue games. And Skullgirls, I did the direction and I helped cast a little bit for that, and also did the voice of Sarabella. And stuff. I thumb wrestle. I always lose though.
Yeah. Cool. Were there any topics?
We're all here to paint umbrellas.
But for the heck of it, what's your question?
I want to ask, how exactly did you decide on doing this as a career? Because I'm actually very interested in voice acting.
Okay. In my case, I realized at an early age that I belonged in a padded room screaming my head off. But unfortunately, since the position of Madonna's audio engineer was, I'd always been a jokester. I'd always been doing voices and impressions and stuff. I'm sure some of you are here as well. And when they started showing more of the Japanese animation, I just started to really become a fan of some of that stuff. DBZ, obviously. The wheels started turning in my feeble mind, it's got to be somebody who supplies those voices, and they're probably compensated in some way. And, just eventually started asking around, taking classes, and meeting the right people, and being slightly less of a dick than I can be. And, things started going down the path I needed it to. So.
Hi! No, forget it. Let's see. The short answer would be I was an actor living in Dallas, and Funimation was built in my backyard. The longer answer would be that I was, as I said, an actor living in Dallas, doing theater and commercials, which of course meant being in Walking Texas Ranger at that point. Hold for applause, okay. Still into it, guys. There's also Barney over there. Hold for, I forget it. So, that happened, and then I had a friend of mine who said, hey, you should, actually what he said specifically was, hey, you should audition for cartoons in Fort Worth. That's what I did. It was fun. I said, okay. So I drive to a very scary building in the middle of nowhere, and a guy in a scary beard handed me some audition sides. Yes, actually, yes.
Scratch, we used to call it.
Old Scratch. Yeah, he was a sailor. And he handed me some stuff, and then I auditioned for some weird-looking characters. Then I went home and had lunch and forgot about it. A week later, I got a call that I got a couple parts in the show. The show turned out to be DBZ, and that's how it all started for me. So it's weird that my first thing ever was DBZ, but we didn't know what it would be at that time, and it kind of blew up. So that's how I got started.
It all started in my patio dancing to Sesame Street records, and it came to me when I was 5. I don't know. I went away. I used to put on plays when I was a kid, and I used to draw cartoons, and so then I went away to college, and I did the whole theater thing in college, and came to LA and did the whole on-camera thing. But because I did so many characters up on stage, it just seemed like when I got into voiceover, things started clicking. I just didn't book a lot of work when I was doing on camera. And so the first thing that I did was I did a demo, And I started sending that out, and by a fluke, I submitted to, I didn't know anything about anime, and I submitted to one company, and I think one of the first shows I did was Fui, and from there I just started getting work, and it was kind of, I learned as I went, and that's how I got into it.
Sweet. I crossed over from radio. I was a DJ at the time, and I've always wanted to get into voice acting, so I actually didn't come from the stage. I got just extremely lucky, and I was doing a lot of creative stuff at Radio Disney at the time. I was writing radio plays and doing character voice and stuff, and when Funimation said, "What's your acting experience?" and I said that, I said, "Okay, all right, that counts." Off in the booth, and I got lucky, and been here ever since.
I'm acting like I like you.
Hey! Welcome to Hollywood.
I didn't stumble into voice acting through acting or any other thing. It's been my focus pretty much my whole life. Wanted to do cartoons and the like back since the Earth was cooling, and so that has just been it's been my focus. I moved to Los Angeles. I studied with some wonderful people. Met some other wonderful people who opened doors, gave me opportunities, got auditions, and here we are. And I'm really fortunate to be doing it because it is really one of the best jobs in the world.
Hi everybody, back row, late arrival. That's okay, I don't need a mic. George Stephen Prince, and obviously we're answering the question how we got started. Yes? Okay. So, aliens found me. And then they molded my mind, and then somehow I just became like this genius voice actor. I don't know how. No, actually, similar to Chris, I started off when I was a kid doing a lot of on-camera stuff. I'm born and bred, raised here in Los Angeles, and as things often do, they get slow, and so I was looking for some other venues to still let out my creativity. And then Porky Pig found me. Actually, the actor who plays Porky Pig, which is Bob Bergen. And he was doing an anime show at the time. It was his very last anime show that he did, and I just sat in on a couple of sessions that he was doing. It sounded cool, looked cool. Met a bunch of people who I just really pounded the pavement and said, hey, give me a chance. And didn't happen for quite some time, but once it finally did and somebody saw the potential talent that I could have, then my first job was doing Power Rangers. No, thank you.
You're the stars. I had no idea what voiceover was when I first started. I was doing commercials for like the Discovery Channel and like Garmin GPS, and and one day I did a podcast for a dubbing studio, and they asked me to come to the booth. I thought I was auditioning for something, when in reality I was recording for an anime. I don't know, they didn't tell me. They were like, step into the booth, speak into the mic. All right, you're done. Here's your check. Thanks. Yeah, like before that, I was doing a lot of theater. I have about 8 years of theater experience, and like I said, I was an on-screen commercial actor. And as I started doing more and more voiceover, I started learning more about like who all these lovely people are and like the process, and it's amazing. So, yeah, voiceover.
I'm also somebody who wanted to be a voiceover actor from the start. I actually did my first demo reel when I was 12 from home. I did that, and then I became really serious about wanting to do it. So in high school, I was doing like drama classes, and even in middle school. And I went to an anime convention, to Anime Expo, and I went to the main Zoom panel, and they let me try out the equipment. And Wendy was there, which is awesome because now I get to work with her. And she chose me to just try out the equipment, and they really liked it. So they asked me to audition. And from auditioning there, I started meeting more and more people, taking more classes, meeting people that way, and submitting relentlessly, and that's how it happened.